On IMDb, Angrel1 says, "Don't try this at home." Did everyone feel the way I felt? I was rooting for the Twister. I live in Madisonville, Kentucky, where in 2005 we had the strongest tornado, F4, but some say F5, in the country that year. Amazingly enough, we did not lose a single life in that hellstorm. But we did not have the bland characters living in our town that live in this movie. And the final scene, where Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt strap themselves to the pipes, well, just so you know, a tornado of that intensity is going to rip concrete from the ground, making you forget it was even there. It is going to pick up combines and toss them like children's blocks. It is going to suck their eyes out of their heads. It is going to strip the skin from their bones, and that isn't even taking into account the damage from the blowing debris. A piece of straw is going to be slung at them at 150 miles per hour. Sand is going to strip their clothes and flesh from them. Sounds kind of biblical. But basically, remember, you are not going to survive. For them to survive, and then just sit there and smooch, well, it was sickening. If that had actually happened, kissing is farthest thing from your mind. You want to know where your change of pants is at. 1 star.
I mean, he's right. But also relax, you know?
That's a person who's never seen a movie before.
Yeah, I mean, he is right though. Like you just tie yourself to a pipe and you're good.
Oh, I don't disagree with his critique, but my dude, it's a movie.
Yeah, relax, just have a good time.
Like, I'd hate to watch the Avengers with this guy.
Right. Like, that guy's green.
That would kill him. Gamma radiation like that would just kill him.
Yeah. Nobody's green.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I am Andy.
And we are back this week, and we're talking about 1996's Twister. Andy, how are you, mister?
That's good stuff, Robbie. I'm all right. I think I'm a little sniffly, but I'm
wow.
Good. What a fucking surprise, right?
What else is new?
Yeah, my life is torment.
Sniffleupagus over here. Sniffleupagus.
Yeah. Oh. What about you, Robbie? How are you?
I'm doing well. I watched Twister this week.
Nice.
I had never seen Twister before.
Me neither.
Wow. The First Timers Club.
Wow.
So what'd you think of Twister?
I didn't like it.
I did. I did like it. Andy, we did 1996 pretty recently, didn't we?
We sure does.
Well, that's the podcast. Andy,
okay.
Who directed Twister?
Jan de Bont.
We think his name is pronounced Jan. Did you confirm that? Because I'm not 100% certain.
I am on his Wikipedia.
Yeah?
It's made of...
The Wickermanpedia?
Yeah, it's made of wicker.
Very good.
And it just says Jan de Bont in weird upside-down letters here. In Dutch. So
Andy, try to read it. It'll be like, if you try reading it, you'll be speaking in tongues.
Oh my god. So it's Jan, like Jan, and then D upside down E, then apostrophe B backwards C NT. Yeah.
A backwards C?
A backwards C. That's on the back of the keyboard. You gotta flip it over.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Andy, what are some other movies Jan de Bont has directed?
Well, he directed Speed before this in 1994.
I think it's the bus that couldn't slow down.
I think that's it. And then he did it again with a boat. Speed 2, Cruise Control. 1997.
I've never seen either.
Yeah, me neither. Then he did SLC Punk, although he did not direct that. So I'll just fucking shut my dumb fucking mouth, huh, Robbie?
Stephen Lewis Cary Punk.
Very good. He did The Haunting in 1999. And he directed Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life in 2003.
Lara Croft Womb Raider. She just goes in there and rips out the insides.
That is awful, Robbie. You should be ashamed of yourself. He's got other credits, but he seems like a capable fella.
Yes, nice of you to say, I guess.
Yeah.
Andy, would you like to talk about Jan de Bont's Twister?
I sure does, Robbie.
What if I just started referring to every movie as director's movie?
I think they'd like that. The directors.
They probably would.
Yeah.
Well, did you see who had written this movie?
No, I didn't pay attention.
This was co-written by Michael Crichton and Anne-Marie Martin. So the man who wrote Jurassic Park.
Oh my goodness. The guy who wrote the book, Jurassic Park? Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
It is starring Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, Cary Elwes. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. That's the guy from The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. He's the bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alan Ruck and the great Philip Seymour Hoffman. And we also had a little Jake Busey in there as the mobile lab technician.
Yeah, that's true.
We open with the title card. I am a fan of that. We get right into this movie.
Yeah, right away. Question.
Yeah. Questions.
Is that the girl from Spy Kids?
I have no idea.
Answer. Yes, it is. I looked it up.
Okay, good.
Been on a Spy Kids kick because, at work, I'm putting on the Spy Kids movies. Kids fucking love them. They love them.
Cool.
Yeah. Kids go ape shit for Spy Kids, man.
It's June 1969, and a storm is brewing. This man is watching a tornado warning on TV. This warning's a little late, brother.
Yeah, well, that's the whole... Well, we need to be able to analyze these things so we could tell when they're coming quicker.
Yeah, I wrote that down, and then I realized, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
We see a little girl woken up by her mom. The whole family goes down to the storm cellar. That sucks that they just instinctively left the dog behind.
They just forgot.
One of you... No, that dog is right on that bed. You grab that little dog.
Yeah.
And thank God that dog made it into the cellar. And I love the dad holding onto the door cellar. It's like, that thing's going to break. That's a shitty storm cellar. Also, just hide out where your daughter and wife are. They're not getting sucked away.
Yeah, also, just let go of the door.
Well, I'm just saying, let the door go. They're, hiding away. Once that door's gone, he leaves. But, she, walks out, and she doesn't get sucked away.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, is that a flashback? That's Helen Hunt?
Yes, I think that's supposed to be Helen Hunt. That's why later on they say, when they're like, has anyone here seen an F5? Brock Lesnar comes in and hits him with an F5 through the table.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. And
Wow.
They say, one of us, and then they show her, body just on the floor because Brock Lesnar came in.
Yeah, just fucking broke her spine.
Yeah. No, but, that's supposed to be Helen Hunt, and that's supposed to be an F5. That's why it's that's why it's ripping the door off their storm shelter.
Well, I mean, to be fair, all that was holding that door on was a little fucking lock you screw in.
Don't worry, everybody. I did it. I bought the cheapest lock from Home Depot and screwed it right in.
Fucking idiot.
It just says in the present day. So based on the graphics, I'm going to guess 1996.
Yeah.
We're at a storm watch center. This music is whimsical as fuck as the camera pans across the field to the red truck. Why in every 90s movie are we doing whimsical music? This is a disaster movie.
Yeah, I think it's just, this is Amblin Entertainment, which is Stevie Spiels.
Yeah.
And he just owns the 90s.
Yeah, he's all over. His fingerprints are all over this movie.
Yeah, and it's kind of like everybody's just like even if this wasn't Amblin, like you said, a lot of '90s movies has whimsical music. I think they're just like, just do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just do what he's doing, bro.
We meet Bill Paxton. He's driving there with his fiance. Then we meet Helen Hunt. She's a storm chaser. Her and her crew are looking for a tornado. Her crew includes the great Philip Seymour Hoffman and the guy from Ferris Bueller. That's Alan Ruck.
Yeah.
I just learned all the names because for the while I was just calling that guy the guy from Ferris Bueller or Spin City or Succession.
I only know him from Ferris Bueller. I've only seen him in that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton joins them. Paxton approaches Hunt. There's some tension between them, and it makes sense. She's supposed to sign divorce papers. She's clearly hesitating to sign the papers, and she's hurt that he's getting married. Philip Seymour Hoffman, this whole movie is super weird to Melissa, Paxton's fiance.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
It's like, hey, why don't you leave her alone, brother?
Just a grubby dude.
Yeah. He played those roles really well in the early and mid 90s.
You know why? It's just because he's like a tad overweight. And they're like, there he is, the fat pig piece of shit. And he's like, I don't know, man. I'm like 190, man. They're like, you fat fuck.
Hunt reveals Dorothy, which is a storm chasing machine. The machine releases sensors into the tornado because they want to learn how tornadoes work. This will increase their warning time. And that's when they all set out to find a tornado. And that's when Paxton and the fiance are like, oh, Hunt didn't sign the fucking papers.
Yeah, they use her actress name, Helen Hunt.
Yeah, god damn it.
Well, when they're talking about it, they're like talking about how like, oh, you're a weatherman. And he's like, yeah, I am a weatherman. And I was like, here's a question, I guess.
Questions.
Is there a difference between a weatherman and a meteorologist?
Yes.
What is it?
So it's the same reason the other guy later on criticizes him. Like, I watched your forecast, and it like pisses him off. Because there's a certain amount of pride in the science that they're doing here.
Right.
They're out actually doing science. So they're meteorologists. So while a weatherman can be a meteorologist, they're not doing the science. They're just appearing on television and going, there's a storm coming.
Okay, so a weatherman
is a job.
Yeah. And
a meteorologist can also be a... Yeah, but like, yeah, a meteorologist, like, you could become a meteorologist and then become a weatherman.
Okay.
You know, but a weatherman is just a job for a meteorologist. But just because you're a meteorologist doesn't mean you're a weatherman.
Interessante.
Yeah. We meet the rival storm chasing team. I don't really understand why they're bad because they have corporate backing.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that there's a bad guy in a movie about tornadoes. I was like, I thought the weather was the bad guy. I don't need a bad guy.
And they don't really come to much here other than just getting murdered at the end.
Yeah.
Because at one point, these guys disappear from the movie.
Yeah, at a couple of points.
Yeah.
This movie does something over and over again, and we'll talk about it.
But they're not needed in this movie at all.
No. They say that scientists still don't know what's going on in a tornado, right? It's spinnies. Hello.
Duh.
These guys stupid.
So stupid. The government makes tornadoes.
Yep, that's what chemtrails are.
Exactly, yeah, they're tornadoes.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to me that they're doing it for the money. It's like, I don't know, they're still doing science, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they got their rinky-dink set up and they got they got backed by, big business. So it's like, you guys are doing the same shit. You're just dumber.
But we need to see them doing something explicitly evil or negative for me to care that they have backing.
Right. And they're just like getting there first.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck you. Although they I guess Bill Paxton's like, you stole my fucking science. you know?
Yeah, but he had quit.
That's true.
He had quit.
That's
Like,
true.
he was actively not working with this anymore. He didn't even know the Dorothy was finished until he showed up asking Helen Hunt to sign the papers.
That's true.
So then when he reveals the dot, when the guy from The Princess Bride reveals the dot 3, you're going, wait, is this bad guy team trying to do the exact same good thing as the other team? And I'm just supposed to root against them because someone paid them to do it?
Yep.
Like, I need an evil force behind them that is getting this is going to get this information and maybe hide it or something. You know what I mean?
Or like use tornadoes to get money somehow.
Yeah, but like, how do you do that? There's no big tornado.
Well, that's why a bad guy in a movie like this is dumb.
Yeah, he makes no sense. He brings this whole movie down. I honestly believe that.
Well, what do you think? God rest his soul. What do you think of Bill Paxton's performance in this?
It's fun.
I think it's bad.
Okay. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I had a really good time here.
That's fine. I feel like most people did.
So like, I have no critiques because we're in a disaster movie. I don't need this heartstrings they're trying to pull at. I don't need the love story. I don't need the bad guy. I want to see them chasing storms. And when they're doing that, I love it. When they're talking with the team, when we're just hanging out, I'm here for it. This was a better hangout movie than last week's Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
Because I really enjoy the character. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman's a lot of fun here because we're not getting too much of these guys. And I wanted to see them more play their roles on the team instead of see the inner workings of Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton and his fiance.
Well, Bill Paxton is Bill's character is Bill.
Yeah.
So Bill is the most generic man, and he's got these two women fighting over him like throughout most of the movie. Like, this guy sucks. He's just there. He's just like, he's got no personality.
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
Well, they keep being like, oh, he's extreme. It's like, why do you call him extreme? It's like, because he is extreme.
Yeah,
And
but
then
like, you guys are doing the same thing. Like,
yeah. And if you're going to say these things, I don't know, maybe give me a flashback. Maybe actually let me hear a couple of stories.
yeah. And it's also funny because he shows up and he's just like, nah, I'll ride with my ex-wife. And he's like, you hang out with this grubby guy, to his fiance. And she's like, okay. And he's like, hey, you like hentai? She's like, no.
I drew you. I drew you last night while you were sleeping.
I added a couple of, sizes to your bra size. Hope you don't mind.
Oh no.
Like, fuck it. Yeah, he's a creep. And they just like stick her in a van with him. And she's like, he's just like, I'll ride up front with Helen Hunt, Is that cool? And she's like, I guess I'm just here for the ride.
In this dangerous situation, I'm gonna go with my ex-wife, bye fiance.
Yeah. And then like later when she breaks up with him, he's like, what the hell?
Well, in fairness, he gets it because he's like, I never meant for this to happen. And she's like, yeah, that's fair, but fuck off still.
Yeah. And she also says like, I feel like we both know this wasn't gonna last.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, man.
I do like that to try to establish that these guys are bad. They try to drive them off the road at one point, and it's like, all right, we're all trying to do the same thing, everybody.
Yeah, it's like on your way to almost die, you're gonna almost die. What are you doing?
Yeah. At the gas station, they're getting their tires changed, and that's when we see Cary Elwes. I forgot his name in the actual movie. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna. He's showing off the Dot 3, and that's when Paxton just starts fighting him in front of all these people.
Yeah.
And we see this guy retired, but he still cares about this, and he probably just retired because him and his wife were getting divorced.
Yeah.
Because that's gotta suck. It's like, I'm not gonna work with my ex-wife. Fuck this.
Right.
The rival leader tells Hunt that the storms are going to be really bad that are coming. Hunt tells Melissa that Paxton can tell what storms are thinking. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's like, no, he can read their mind. She's like, what? No, this is insane.
Yeah.
And while she's telling him, we see Paxton just staring at some clouds. I did enjoy this. I did. I liked him running in and being like, we gotta fucking go. We gotta go this way or that way. And like, he was right. I just like the fact that like that's his whole thing is he just likes storms.
Sure. I guess. Yeah. It's just it's just hitting all the like this kind of movie ticks. It's like ticking all those boxes. And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't fucking care. I don't care about any of this.
I think this is where you and I are differing here. I think you find this movie basic and I find this movie simple.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, I like that these characters are one-dimensional because you're not supposed to really care about them.
Right.
Like, if they decided to kill off every character during this movie, I wouldn't have given a shit.
No, it'd be better. It'd be better, to be honest.
But that's not this movie because we're cracking jokes, we're having a good time, and cut out the love story, cut out the bad guys, and we're just chasing storms, and this is a much better film for it.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the fact that all Paxton does is like, I just know where storms are going. I know when they're brewing, and I know what they're doing.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I just love Philip Seymour Hoffman is just blasting tunes as they're chasing the storm while he's got the drink helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're all characters, I guess, you know? Except Bill. Bill's nothing. Except he's like, I know where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. They're all one-dimensional characters, and I'm into it because that's this movie. It's just a disaster movie.
Sure.
I think that's what I was having fun with. Everything else, I could leave it.
Yeah, I was bored. I was bored most of this time. You know,
I really like the chaos as we first see them heading towards this first storm because we get the different music as we're driving. We see Melissa get a call. I enjoy the different phone calls she gets from her clients in this because it's always at the worst time. She's like, no, she doesn't just love you for your penis.
Yeah.
And like every time she's getting a really uncomfortable call at like the most inconvenient time. And for some reason, she's answering it every time. That's fun.
When Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton are in the car, first she's like asking him questions about his fiance, and he's like, I don't want. She's like, all right, I'm just like making conversation, relax.
Yeah.
And then
I don't want to fight. She goes, what am I doing?
Yeah. And like he like chills a little bit, and she's like, what does she do? He's like, she's a therapist. And there's a pause, and she's like, is it your therapist? He's like, you son of a bitch, you motherfucker. I like that.
She knew what she was doing.
Yes.
You
it was
can
very
tell.
that stuff was good. I like that because he's a fucking idiot. He really is a fucking moron.
She tells him he needs a therapist, and he starts yelling at her to the point where he swerves off the road.
Yeah.
And then when they see a tornado, Paxton almost flips the car trying to chase it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that the bad guys are incompetent, so they just follow the good guys.
Yeah. I mean, smart on them. Because this guy's got some weird fucking psychic power.
Exactly. Hunt questioned if Paxton's lost his nerve as they're driving, so then he just decides to speed into this farmland. But I don't know what her plan was, because he turns onto this road that he just gets stuck on. What was your plan here, Helen Hunt?
I don't know.
The tornado is destroying everything. As it's approaching, Hunt goes to use the Dorothy, but Paxton pulls her under the bridge. They crashed into to protect them because they fucking smashed into this bridge. The tornado passes them, and then the truck comes crashing down.
Yeah, right in front of the fiance.
Yes. He comes, Philip Seymour Hoffman, it almost hit the truck.
Yeah, and she's like, it almost fucking hit the truck. Like, they have very different reactions. I like that. But how do you think the tornadoes look?
Fine.
I think for the most part they look good, except
when they're over the water, they look bad.
Yeah, that looked terrible.
That looked really bad. But
yeah,
when they're far off, I think they look really good. I think a lot of it holds up pretty well.
I agree.
We see the wreckage. The bad guys are passing. Philip Seymour Hoffman jumps into the moving window and like kisses the driver of one of these trucks.
Yeah, he does. And they're like, get the fuck off of me.
What are you doing?
He's like, I drew you too. Like, stop. Stop drawing us with boobs.
Why does this one have cat ears?
He's like, I love you. I love you.
They decide they're going to use Paxton's brand new truck as their main truck. I have a question. How was this Dorothy not destroyed?
I thought it was.
Then how many Dorothys do they have?
Well, the last one was like Dorothy 4.
Yeah, but so they're not like making 4. Them.
Yeah, I think they have them.
Okay.
Like they have backups. I mean, I could be wrong. They could be just making them. I have no idea.
I have no idea. I like seeing the tornadoes in the background of all the cars driving. This is where I realized that the bad guy was the guy from Princess Bride.
Yeah.
His driver is a lot of fun. I like the dynamic between them because the driver is always like, I don't know if that... All right, I guess.
Yeah.
This is where we get the water scene, and they don't look too good, but we get the iconic cow scene.
I have several questions about the cow. Question 1. Wouldn't the cows be moving a lot faster?
Wouldn't have looked very good in a movie then.
No, guess not. Question 2. If it can lift a cow off the ground, why is their truck not moving?
I think
that happens several times throughout this movie.
Yeah,
like,
I have no idea.
Blowing something way bigger than their truck, but they're still just like, oh my God, look out. Like you would also be in the Twister.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I mean, okay. I don't know. Isn't truck bigger than a cow though?
I don't know. A cow's like a ton.
I don't think cows weigh that. I don't think cows are a ton.
I think so.
What weighs more, a cow or a pickup truck? Okay, how much does a cow weigh? How much does a cow weigh?
Bob doesn't know how Google works. He just stares at a screen. How much?
Okay, yeah. The weight of a pickup truck can range around 4,500 pounds to over 8,000 pounds. The average cow weighs 1,100 pounds.
Okay, well, don't I have leg on my face, Robbie?
Oh!
Well, I mean, I feel like if it's the cow is airborne, okay, the truck
it'd definitely
should
be pushing the truck, yeah.
Be moving, yeah.
Well, I think for me, I was running that too, and then the thing gets lodged under it, and they're like, I guess maybe the wind needed to get under the truck, maybe? I don't know. But then again, when I'm driving and I get a wind, I feel the wind like blow the car a little bit. So
Yeah. And like trucks are notoriously top heavy. You know, like that's why they flip.
Yeah, tig old bitties.
Nice.
Truck titties.
Nice.
Well, I'm also wondering if the tornadoes were weak because they had like split into two. So they're like, oh, we got sisters
Yeah, Sister Twister.
and twins.
Nice. No, that's 90s.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
At one point, Melissa says, I thought chasing tornadoes was a metaphor. What could that possibly be a metaphor for?
Yeah, I feel like he probably would have gone into a little more detail. You guys are about to get married, and you don't know that he was literally talking about chasing tornadoes.
Didn't ask any questions about, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
They all go to Hunt's aunt's house for food. She makes them steak and eggs. That's incredible.
That is incredible.
This is where they all tell extreme stories about Paxton.
Whoa!
They also talk about tornado categories. This is where we get the F5 scene.
That shit is rough. That shit is rough. They go, they're talking about, oh, F4, F3, all this shit. And she's like, has anybody ever seen an F5?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody stops dead in their tracks. And they go, he says, one of us, and then he looks up into the sky. That fucking sucks.
That was bad. That was so bad, especially because she's not even in the room. Like, you could be like, oh, yeah, so-and-so did? Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
That's kind of why she does all this.
Yeah, but it's also, I don't know. It's
overly dramatic.
It's so bad. And it reminds me of, like, I had a friend in like throughout middle school and high school. And he was like, we'd be able to joke around, and like out of nowhere, he would like turn and he'd be like, yo, it's not funny. I'm like, all right, did I offend you? Like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And like, we'd never know what it would be. And it took me back to that, and I was like, that shit sucks. Like, we're all like, oh, whoa, tornadoes, whoa, F4, F5. You ever seen it? Or F4, F3, you ever see an F5? Yeah, one of us.
And like, that's the thing, you're already talking about tornadoes, and everyone's used to tornadoes. That can't be that, like, part of, whoa, you mentioned the F5? It's like, well, if we can't mention F5s, maybe we shouldn't be tornado chasers.
Yeah, maybe this isn't for you if you can't handle it.
Philip Seymour Hoffman hears an alert about an F3. They go out chasing it. They all drive through a field, and they come out onto the highway, almost blasting into the bad guys. We drive towards the storm. Paxton gets the Dorothy ready.
I got something to say about how they, through the cornfield. They're driving, and like they're sitting there, like people are like, yo, where's the road? And the guy's like, it's coming up. But they're flooring it. And then they come out to the road where the bad guys happen to be. And they're mad at the bad guys.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, shit, we almost crashed into fucking assholes. Like, no, you're the asshole.
Yeah, you drove through a field.
They were on the road where trucks go.
I don't know if it's your first day driving, but cars go on roads, not cornfields.
Yeah, and they're like, these fucking assholes almost killed us. They're like, no, you almost killed them, you fucking idiot.
We drive towards the storm. Paxton gets the Dorothy ready. One guy references Star Wars for some reason. At one point, he goes, "'Tis no moon." I was like, we don't need this. Let's keep going. Come on. This isn't the movie for it.
I didn't catch that.
As Hunt drives towards the storm, we see a bike and a boat come flying at them. The storm starts ripping down power lines, one onto the truck, and the Dorothy spills over. And then the storm stops. And the cone of silence.
Whoa.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Is that the eye of the storm?
I thought that was just hurricanes.
I don't know. I'm not a storm chaser. You are.
Either. I'm not, Robbie.
That's not what I heard.
Who told you?
The storm starts coming back. Hunt tries to save the sensors, but Paxton's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then we see, like, Hunt seems to think the tornado attacked her house specifically. It's like, you're insane.
Yeah, she feels like the tornado harbored malice toward her and her family. Fucking relax, idiot. That's like Jaws the Vengeance.
Yeah.
Like, the shark is after my family. Nope.
I assure you it is not. You know what? It's after your family when you've cut yourself and just laid in the water. Then it's
Yeah.
after you.
Mm-hmm.
Paxton gives a heartfelt speech to Hunt, basically saying he'll be with her. It goes over the radio, and his fiance hears it. What a stupid thing to say. He's like, look what's in front of you. She's like, what? He's like, me.
Yeah.
It's like, brother. Ooh, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all that considered, when she does break up with him eventually, she doesn't bring that up.
Yeah.
Uh, she's I think she's a very nice person, honestly.
She really is.
Yeah. But to go back to her thinking that the tornado had a hit on her dad. You live in Tornado Alley.
Yeah.
That's on you.
I mean, she was a child.
It's on your dad.
There you go.
I mean, don't build a house where there's tornadoes like all the time.
But the
And
idea,
if you do, put wheels on your house. Have a trailer.
but the idea that a tornado specifically targeted your house,
Oh, it's bizarre. It's bonkers.
yeah, to tell someone else they need therapy when you think a tornado was targeting your house
Yeah. Yeah.
is insane.
Like a tornado Batman to you, and now you're fighting all the tornadoes.
At the storm center, they're all freaked out about what they see. And then Hunt finally signs the divorce papers, and that's rough after the previous scene. Paxton can just tell by the static on the TV that a storm is coming.
Yeah. Like right now. Like right here.
Yeah, we gotta go. A giant storm comes, everyone runs. Hunt just stares at it for a minute.
His nady senses were tingling
Very good.
for tornady.
I gotcha. I like it.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work. It is pretty awesome watching the storm tear apart the movie screen.
Previous episode, The Shining.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of fun. I like watching everyone jump out of their cars and run for cover.
Yeah, I think this was the scene where this is what I expected from this movie.
Yeah, because now we're actually doing stuff with the tornado.
Right. Like, we didn't get it until like an hour in, but like it's here. And I was like, all right, this is cool.
Yes.
Nobody dies, but it's cool.
That's a big problem with this movie.
Yeah.
Everyone ducks for cover as the tornado rages on. A car gets blasted into the building. One guy gets a bump on the noggin.
Well, it was like a hubcap and like fucking like frisbeed at his head. That was cool.
Yeah. But he seemed totally fine. Just a little
He
cut.
was. He was.
He just had a little cut.
That would fuck you up.
Brother, you'd be scalped.
Yeah.
The aunt comes outside and she's watching all the tornado indicators going off at the house.
The ant, is she a carpenter ant or a
Very
fire
good.
ant?
Very, very, very good.
Thank you. You think
Andy.
that was worth me interrupting?
Not at all. No.
Oh shit, Robbie.
But I'm going to compliment you.
Such a kind soul. And a kind hole.
Ooh.
All right, keep going.
I do enjoy seeing the indicators going off. That's pretty cool. They all start going crazy.
Yeah.
And then we hear the storm is heading to Wakita. And the whole team's like, we got to go. And like, you're not going to make it.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, you know what? Let it hit him. Let it hit him. That's fine.
He's done good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sick of him.
He is a little overexposed,
Yeah.
I will say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does really good stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little break, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us miss you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Melissa breaks it off with Paxton. Paxton and Hunt drive through Wakita, and they come across Hunt's aunt's house. It's absolutely wrecked. They find her aunt absolutely fucked up. I am surprised she was not dead. I could not believe this.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be like, oh, the storm's taking another one of mine. But it's like, she's fine.
Yeah. She's so fine, they take the dog with them the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Right after, I found this very bizarre. Like, they're taking her away and the house like collapses.
Yeah.
And like mid collapsing, it jump cuts to like a completely different scene like afterwards. I thought that was bizarre.
It was a little bizarre.
I actually I like rewound it just to make sure my like how sometimes streaming like with bad internet it'll like skip or something.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, maybe that happened. So I went back and no, it's just part of the movie. I was like, that was fucking weird, man. That was bizarre.
It's also we don't need the house totally collapsing because you're not killing anybody.
Yeah, nobody's in there.
So who cares?
It just seems like they were like, oh, we spent all this money on this house. Let's just fucking wreck it.
Yeah. Let's make sure this lady sees her entire house collapse.
Yeah. That she built in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, exactly. The news talks about a potential F5 forming. Paxton and Hunt figure out something to improve or fix the Dorothy. It's going to be saved by the power of Pepsi.
Yeah. You think that was a sponsor?
What do you think so? They only had Pepsi cans in all of Kentucky or wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think so? You think that was a sponsor?
You know what? I have an inkling, Robbie.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's in Smash Brothers. Or Splatoon, whatever the fuck. All right.
I think also in Smash Brothers now, aren't they?
Yeah. They were one of the newer characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just read something that said Dr. Pepper passed Pepsi as the second most bought soda in America.
Well, that's because Dr. Pepper's better than Pepsi.
I never liked Dr. Pepper.
I do. I like Dr.
I never really liked Pepsi either.
I like cherry Pepsi.
You know what I liked? I liked vanilla Coke.
Hey, that's gross.
Yeah, that's what I get every time. Whenever I say that, they're like, "You're gross, idiot."
I'm also gonna be honest. I haven't drank soda in going on 7 years.
Yeah, same. I mean, I occasionally I'm like, you know what? Let me splash out, and I'll get a soda, and I'll be like, it's like spicy. It's too much.
I can't drink it. My teeth hurt now. I'm an old man.
Yeah. Although I had a Coke Zero, and
no.
it didn't leave the sugar coat on my teeth, and I was
That's because it's not real sugar. It's the fake shit.
Yeah, it's just cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked how they both look at the spinny things and they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
We've done it. Like, oh, all right.
And then they cut up so many Pepsi cans. How did you have the time to make this?
I don't know. I think everybody was pulling an all-nighter on that one. But also what I did like was the attention to detail, because like if you're working with aluminum like that, you're gonna cut your hand. And I liked how all of their hands, like the people working on it, were like all bandaged up.
Yes.
And like there was some blood. I was like, that's a good detail. That's good stuff.
A tree hits the Dorothy, and then it gets stuck under the truck. Paxton and Hunt can't move as an 18-wheeler comes out of tornado. That's wild.
Yes.
And
how
then
did
we
that
see
not explode.
I don't know.
It hit the ground.
But then we see an oil tanker crash and explode, so
It was very cool.
yeah.
I will say. That was cool.
It just doesn't really make much sense.
Not at all.
The bad guys come back into the movie. They're also chasing this storm. Paxton tries to warn him. He doesn't listen. The driver of the bad team gets impaled when his car gets thrown into the air. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. He did not deserve that death.
No.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, we see that car go flying and then explode. It's like, oh, they're both dead.
Oh, they're what do you say? DED, Robbie?
Yeah. They're the most deadest.
Wow.
They're driving down the road. I like the scene of the shit falling from the sky as they're driving. They drive through a house.
He goes, I think we're going in. That was probably one of the more expensive shots in the movie.
Oh, it had to be.
Yeah.
They start blasting like we didn't start the fire and drive right through the house.
Yeah. I got him. I mean, I liked how they drive through and they go like up the steps of the house because it's on its side or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they blast through another window. I was like, that's silly.
Yeah.
But it's also cool.
I'm so fine with silly in disaster movies.
Yeah. I welcome it. I like silly.
I'm so here for it.
Yeah. But there is a point where it's like that's too silly.
Never.
You know?
You can never be too silly, Andy.
I don't know. I thought the cow was too silly,
I like the cow.
especially because it's like, "Mrrr," like you could hear it. You could hear it. Come on, this.
Hey, I don't want to hear an utter word out of you.
Oh shit, Robbie.
Hunt prepares the Dorothy. I have a question. How many of these did they bring on that truck?
Um, I don't know.
Because it seems inconsistent. It feels like they're always driving with one. It gets destroyed, and then they always just have another one
They
ready.
just have it. Yeah.
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 How'd you fit those in there?
No idea.
Okay. They jump out of the truck as the storm approaches them. The Dorothy opens and all the sensors come out and map the tornado.
Hooray.
Paxton and Hunt run for the NATO. They go into a barn full of implements of destruction, and I like Hunt going, "Who are these people?"
Yeah. Yeah.
In another barn, they tie themselves to a pipe as the NATO rips the barn apart. They survive and at one point are inside the tornado. Luckily, there's apparently nothing large enough to hurt them in any way.
Yeah. This was where it's like, this is too silly.
Yeah, I agree. I can't disagree with that.
They walk in, he sees pipes and he goes, these go down at least 30 feet. We should be good. How would you know that? That's number one. Well, he's got fucking clairvoyance with tornadoes. Now he's got it with pipes.
Yeah. Let's go.
But then they use like a leather belt. I don't know, man. These winds are like 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's a leather daddy.
Ooh, the reviewer in the beginning, though he should chill, was 100% correct.
Oh, yeah. But my brother, it's a movie.
Yeah, have a good time. But at the same time, it does. The ending is stupid. Like, all right, we're inside a tornado. We live and we're in love again, and everybody cheers, and then that's it. And then the worst fucking Van Halen song that's ever been plays over these credits. It's just like guitar noises.
I didn't even realize that's a Van Halen song. I had no idea. I also turned it off almost immediately once the credits started.
I left it on because I was taking notes, but like as I was taking notes, I was like, what is this? It's awful.
But they kiss, so it's a nice ending.
Hooray.
Well, they also have to bicker over what job they're each going to do. It's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the sequel have to do with this? Anything?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know nothing about the sequel other than it's coming out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna bomb.
I don't think it's about a bomb.
Very good. I think that people don't care about this anymore. I know I don't.
I've never really cared about this movie. This was the first time I've ever seen it. Like I said, I had a decent amount of fun with it.
Yeah, but I don't think people are like clamoring for more of this.
No, I think they're trying to capitalize on nostalgia, which they always do.
But like, who's nostalgic for Twister?
It's just a matter of being nostalgic for the 90s.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Sure.
Apparently, Helen Hunt offered to write and direct the sequel, but the studio rejected it.
Huh.
And that sucked diddly-ucks, Flanders.
Wow. What has Helen Hunt been in? Like, after the 90s? I don't remember her being in anything.
I don't know.
She just, like, retire?
Brother,
I guess we'll never know. There's
I mean,
no way to find out.
Let's see. Well, she's been in a decent amount of stuff.
Yeah, like recently?
She's directed some TV.
Oh, I see. She's probably gone more into the director side of things.
Been on some TV shows for like featured arcs. She was on that Mad About You remake or reboot.
All right. Well, Robbie, should we go to Letterboxd?
I thought you wanted me to read out the entire filmography of Helen Hunt.
I very much do not. No.
Helen Stunt.
Oh.
She's a stunt man. Yeah, let's go to Letterboxd, Andy. Cruising over to the boxed. The Letterboxd. This is the new jingle for it.
That's it's all right, I guess.
I mean, I just made it up. I think it was pretty good for something I just made up.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, do better.
Okay. Letterbox. Let's go. Fuck. Yours is better, Robbie.
Yeah. Well,
Crumbled under the pressure.
I originally was going to say like 3 stars, but I feel it's lower now after we were talking about the movie.
Yeah, because it's nothing. It's a nothing movie.
I kind of think it's a 2-star movie.
You went down a lot, man.
I went
2
to 1
stars
star.
means it's bad.
It's fine. It's a fun little movie.
No, 3 stars is fine. 2.5
that's good.
stars is fine.
Let's go
2
2.5.
All right, I'll settle at 2.5.
What are you gonna give it?
I'd go 2, but
All right, let's go 2.
all right, Robbie don't like it.
I had a good time. I'd watch it again.
So then go 2.5.
But this isn't just a me thing, Mr. Andy.
That's true.
You
Well,
said you'd
thanks.
settle for 2. And I was like, oh, you thought lesser of it.
All right, yeah, 2.
You clown ass.
Honk. It's my ass.
Nice. Oh boy.
I got a.
That was my ass.
I got a little clown nose in between my cheeks, and when I flex my cheeks, it goes honk.
All right, I have 3 trivia.
Okay, me too.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Do it.
What animal noise, slowed down, was used for the sound of some of the twisters? Was it a whale call, a dog growl, camel moan, or a cow moo?
Andy knows all about making a camel moan.
You know,
Oh. What was the second one?
a dog growl.
Is it a dog growl?
It's not.
Is it a whale call?
It's not.
I don't know then.
It's a camel moan.
Oh, now I'm uncomfortable.
It's a camel going,
God, I'm gonna go back and watch this movie. I'm gonna watch just the
watch it on
tornado
like
scenes.
quadruple speed so you hear the real camel moan.
Yeah. All I need is a little spit. What's the name of the
You gotta
barbecue? What's the name of the barbecue restaurant at the pit stop? Is it the Drive-In Barbecue, the Hot Pit, Movie Munch, the Pig Stop?
The pig stop.
No.
The movie munch.
No.
The drive-in.
No.
The last one.
It's Hot Pit.
Hot pit. I got 2 hot pits right here. My armpits.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it.
You know, we put deodorant on our armpits, right?
Where is this going? Jesus Christ.
Why don't we put them on our leg pits, Robbie?
They make that.
They do.
Yeah.
Huh.
They absolutely make that. You could buy it. You could buy it from not a sponsor. And you can also buy it from not a sponsor.
Now, do they do the same thing? Is it the same shit?
I have no idea. I've never used it.
No,
I just throw a little baby powder down there and call it a day, brother.
It's a good idea. Especially in the Sumero.
Yeah.
Well, here's my trivia question. Who was going to play Bill? And they got as far as table reads with the other actors. Was it Michael Biehn, Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, or Mel Gibson?
Tom Hanks.
Correct.
I'm so smart.
Bruce Willis and Mel Gibson were considered, but they didn't get nearly as far.
That makes sense. I don't think they would have worked in this movie. What year was Wakita established? It's on the sign. 1895, 1896, 1897, 1898.
1896.
No.
1895.
No.
1898.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Excellent.
Who turned down the role of Dusty? Was it Chris Farley, Tom Arnold, Jim Belushi, or a young Jack Black?
Jim Belushi.
Nope.
Who are the other three?
Chris Farley, Tom Arnold, and a young Jack Black.
Tom Arnold.
Nope.
Chris Farley.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't see why a young Jack Black would turn down this role.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. But Chris Farley turned it down.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What other movie is playing at the drive-in theater? We see The Shining playing, but on the marquee there are two movies listed. Is it The Exorcist, Friday the 13th, Psycho, or The Birds?
The Birds.
No.
The Exorcist.
No.
Psycho.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Well done, man.
Thanks.
Do you know what I did?
Did you write a song?
I wrote a song, dude,
Yo, same.
but I forgot to record it.
Robbie.
I have a pick to flip.
Flip that shit.
Call it.
Tails.
It's Tails.
Yeah. All right, I'll go first. I was a little under the weather when I recorded my song, so my vocals are a little not great, but maybe you won't notice. I don't know. But I wrote a song. Kind of had like a cyclical type riff. Made me think of a Tornadus. So here's my song. It's called Twister, and it goes like this. Powerful storm waiting to take your life. The cold hits the warm and the sirens glare. Not much you can do. Prepare. So you wanna chase some touches the ground, there is no escape. So you wanna chase some thrill, know the risk you can get yourself killed. If you don't wanna die, you better tie yourself. That's my song. It's called Twister.
I like that riff.
Thank you.
I also think the vocals sound fine.
Thank you. I honestly did not know what to write about, so I just Googled how a tornado forms
Nice.
and tried to rhyme some of it.
I like
And
that.
then for the chorus, it's just like, hey, you want to trace some thrills? Hey, you might get killed. And then if you don't want to die, you better tie yourself to a pipe. It's just a funny little wink to the dumbest part of the movie.
Very nice. I like the transition too between from the riff to the chorus.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like that.
But yeah, that's my song. It's called Twister, and you'll never guess what it's about.
Is it about the movie Twister?
Ah, shit.
Is it about the hot spot?
No, it's about the movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Robbie, tell
thought
us
it-
about your thong.
well, it's pink and it's got some stains.
That's, oh my God, Robbie.
My song is called Read the Wind. And it is about the movie Twister. It's a little bit different. So I'm just going to play it for you now. It's called Read the Wind. Twisters, splits in two, we're dealing with sisters. Inside of the cone of silence, we'll chase the storm. It's not a happy reunion. After all, we are all just human. Dealing with the force of nature, you have been warned. We don't do it for the money, we don't do it for the fame. We do it for the science and the love of the game. We do it for the people who really need to know that a storm is a brewing and the house is gonna blow. I hope they have shelter, I hope they have a plan to protect their family in any way they can. Clouds are coming, time is running short. They need an early warning to get into their forts. Lightning strikes, chase the storm. Just like old times, the team is back together. We're working really close, we're birds of a feather. Got the bond burner and he always brings the vibes. Got a rabbit on the map and he tells us where to ride. Take us off road and we're driving through a field. It's more than a science, we also go a feel. A twist that changes course in the blink of an eye. It splits into senses, cause I'm flying through the sky. Lightning strikes, chase the storm. All over and chasing twisters, splits in two when we're dealing with sisters. Inside of the cone of silence, we'll chase the storm. Full over out chasing twisters, lucky me we're dealing with sisters. Inside of the cone of silence, you have been warned. Read the wind. Lightning strikes, chase the storm. That was my song called Read the Wind.
I like the sirens.
Thanks. Yeah, that's basically what I was going for with that with sirens.
I like it. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's about the movie Twister.
No way.
And I tried to use like a guitar setting that would like kind of flow back and forth because I was trying to do the same thing you were thinking, but different. So like while you were trying to play a riff that reminded you of a tornado, I wanted to give the vibe of being inside a tornado with the sound
Oh,
with the guitar
interesting.
echoes. So that's why I had that bouncing around. And yeah, it's just really about storm chasing and getting the team together.
Nice.
Having a grand old time chasing some twisties, some titty twisties, some purple
Whoa.
nurples,
Whoa.
some. I got nothing.
All right.
I was gonna say something
Well.
with the radio, because like radio knobs.
Sure. I quite enjoyed the squamp banana. I
thank you.
like that. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do something different, and it got a little different vibe on it.
Nice.
So I had a grand old time.
Wow.
Wow,
Robbie, what do we got going on next week?
that is one of the greatest questions you've ever asked,
Do
Andy.
you think so?
Yeah,
I feel like I ask it almost every week.
I feel like you do, or sometimes I ask you.
That's true.
But
I'm
next
glad you
week-
didn't ask me
Why?
because I don't know.
Oh, because next week we're doing Deadpool.
Bread pool.
Nope. Deadpool.
Wow, is this in preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine coming out?
Yes, indeedery doonery.
Wow.
I don't know why I said it like Flanders.
Come back next week for Deadpool.
Dead school,
Hey.
because it's America.
Yep.
Okay, that was bad. I'm sorry,
Well,
everybody.
let me let you know where you can find our music. You go to.
I was just about to end. I was just be like, bye, everybody. So yeah, do that.
You go to Spotify, you go to Apple Music, you go to wherever you get your music, Deezer maybe, and you type in TheRoyds, and you'll find 2 albums and a Christmas song. You'll also find about 8 collections, as of right now, of podcast songs that Robbie and I have written. But if you go over to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com, you will find every single song that we've ever written, including guest songs that we haven't written because they're by guests. But
Very good.
A bunch, over 200 songs.
Chest
Crazy.
songs. Songs we sing with our chest.
You should really use your diaphragm when singing.
No, it means
Robbie.
we're singing with confidence.
Oh, I see. So yeah, there's that, Robbie. The socials,
The socials. That's the second best question you've ever asked me.
isn't it?
Yeah. You can go to Instagram. You can go to Threads. You can go to X. Although, honestly, we don't ever use Threads or X.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You can go to Instagram. You can go to TikTok. You can go to YouTube. TheRoydsBand. There he is. There we are. There we be. Can't you see?
That's pretty good, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, leave
Follow
a
us.
5-star review. We really appreciate all that.
Yes, indeed, because you could be listening to the podcast on YouTube. Leave a little comment.
Hell yeah.
That's me leaving a comment.
Nice.
I said, fuck you, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, just to make
Hey.
sure you know that.
Yeah, you text me that all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're like, that's not a YouTube comment. That's you texting me.
Yep.
And I go, fuck you. Again.
He doubles down.
But next week, we are doing Deadpool.
Yeah.
Getting back
And-
into, I guess that's not the MCU yet, right?
No, not yet.
Interesting.
No. Well, thank you so much for listening. Tell your friends. We really appreciate it. Leave a 5-star review. Tell your friends. We really appreciate it. And
Follow us on all the socials.
Yeah, follow us and leave a 5-star review and tell your friends.
Wow, we have the cleanest outros.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's so clean.
Next week, Deadpool. Stay fucking sexy, brother. That's my new sign off. You like it?
No.
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna work
awful.
on it.
Yeah,
That'll
okay.
work
Bye,
on it.
everybody.
Bye.